So you want VIP treatment, but you don't grind like VIP. You don't hustle like VIP. You want to come and go at your leisure. You feel me? And it don't work like that. So I'm saying I'm finally in a place after all these years of the work that we've done where I am experiencing that. And it is, to C's point, it is a different experience when people recognize you, they know you, they are willing to take you from the back of the line to the front of the line.
This week, our show is brought to you by our partner in crime, Organifi. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement line that makes quality, trusted nutrition convenient and accessible. Their most popular product, green juice, can supercharge your life, restore that glow, and help you feel decades younger in just 30 seconds per day without having to worry about shopping for ingredients, mixing and blending them, and then cleaning up afterwards. All ingredients are USDA organic, vegan-friendly, and made without GMO ingredients, gluten, or soy. Where else can you get superfoods like chlorella, moringa, spirulina, wheatgrass, ashwagandha, and turmeric, just to name a few? So make sure you guys check it out at www.organifi.com/success. That's ORGANIFI.com/success.
I wake up every single day. I am who I say I am. And I get what I get because I live in beast mode. Stop being gazelles. You're not average. You're not even good. You were born to be great.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always by the Bayesian sensation, Mr. Carl Wesley Phillips.
What's going on, y'all? What it do?
T'Challa forever, long live the king.
Forever.
We got Dr. King in the building. What's going on? How you feeling?
Dr. King or Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Arnold Schwartz what? Arnold Schwartz what?
Negro. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Exactly. Also, in studio, but not in studio. But in studio if you're listening, not in studio if you're watching this on YouTube. By the way, go watch YouTube because we get a ton of listens on the streams. But y'all don't be holding our YouTube down like it should. I feel like we should be well over 50,000 on the YouTube. But y'all go check it out. I understand that the other three members of this podcast are not very attractive. Close your eyes when they on screen.
See, dog, you have to stop talking about yourself like this. Bro, straight up, dog, self-love is where it all starts, bro.
Yeah, no, I got
and so
self-love.
every time when you keep saying every time when you keep saying it, dog, listen, I'm the type of friend, you ain't got to big me up. You know what I'm saying? I know that I look the way I look. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to keep downing yourself to big me up, bro. Straight up, I love you for that, dog.
E.T. You know what I'm saying? E.T. What's going on? How you feeling out there in sunny San Diego?
I feel good, man. Feels good, yeah.
Let me say this. We were supposed to have another all-in everybody episode in the studio, but E ran an audible. And you know what I love about E? Like, he know he's supposed to do something, but then he'll go do something else, and then he'll just say it as if he already told you and it already, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So I was like, okay, we probably just shoot Monday or something like that. He was like, oh, okay, yeah, I jump on the computer because I'm going to be in San Diego. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I'm going to San Diego. I was like, for what? He was like, actually, I'm going to L.A. So shout out to Ito. You did go out to L.A. and hang out with Tabitha and her husband for the retirement party. We saw that blowing up on Instagram, going viral.
That was a real reaction, bro. My man, when he saw you, that was real, bro.
How was that,
I have to remind that I do work, Maul. I work for real. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it was the reaction. I put in so many years of work that, you feel me? So yeah, Maul. But here's the challenge, Maul. I just was like, yo, with Didi's MS, I can't fly out somewhere for one day, like 4.5 hours. So I was just like, yo, she needed at least a week, between flights. So I was like, I'll go and do the thing with Tab and Chance and then come here and give her 4 days to kind of just, get acclimated, chill, and see the house. You feel what I'm saying? And see the crib, bro. So, yeah, it was phenomenal. I hate coming back, Maul. I ain't going to lie. I hate coming back, bro.
For those of y'all who don't know who we're talking about, Tabitha Brown, friend of the show, friend of E's, friend of Toby's. I think her and Toby are really close in their families. But Tabitha Brown, go check it out on her IG page, and you'll see She brought Ian as a special guest and surprised her husband for his retirement party. Beautiful, beautiful thing. So shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody out there listening. We had a, every once in a while, man, you learn things about your friends, for better or for worse. I learned something about Maul. It pissed me off over the weekend. It's the same thing that pissed me off about E. I've never gotten Carl's opinion. Now, as many times as we've been out to dinner or we went ate, now this is critical. I know we have many debates on this podcast. This is another critical debate. And I didn't, just like, when we had, I thought we were done with the chicken debates, Carl, when we had the wing or the drum, or the paddle or the drum.
Oh, no, that one, no. That's on Michael Jordan and LeBron, which I don't know why that's a debate, but yeah, that's on that level.
Listen, so E used to tell me, like, yo, stop getting the wings crispy. Like, I like them like dinosaur bone. Like, I like just big. And I'm like, okay, E, like, nobody likes their wings like that, dog. Like, yo, everybody like their wings crispy. So if I call Wingstop or if I go to B-Dubs or wherever I'm just going to get regular wings from, I always say fried hard, right? Fry them crispy. Put a little extra on them. My wife, you know what I'm saying? Train, family. We just, so then I met E, and E was like, we went to B-Dubs one time. I was like, fried crispy. He was like, don't fry mine crispy. I was like, what? And he was like, he took offense. And I was like, oh. So up to this point, he's the only one who I knew. And again, I'm not paying attention to everybody wing order, but I put in the crispy joints at Wingstop, and Maul and Camille, like, wouldn't even eat them when I got to the crib. They were fire. And they like, oh, it's dry. It ain't got
ain't no meat on it.
Are people out there really not ordering their wings crispy? Like, you don't
Maul,
like
hold on, listen to me, Maul. Here's my challenge. Now, I don't say this publicly, but here's where I have to let C know he's a narcissist, right? Here's how this. I gotta let it know
publicly, by the way. So.
Nah, it's just us. It's just us.
I'm ordering.
Yeah.
I'm allowing the cook and the kitchen to cook it the way they cook it. This they menu. This how they cook their chicken. So I just order the chicken and they bring it to me. Right. So I'm not about to tell them I don't want it the way you do it. I need you to extra crispy. Now, I will be honest.
Carl, you better jump in and body slam E.
I cannot take this argument from you, E.
This Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I cannot take that argument, E. I've never seen you go to a restaurant
I'm just being real.
On the menu, E. Never.
No, here's the deal. Maul, here's where they're getting confused. I order what I want. I never tell them how to make my food. I never say, cook it this long, cook it this hot, put these seasonings in it. I'll never do that. I just tell you what I want. Now, I have to be honest, because I don't need it to be swayed my way. My wife does do what CJ does. She can't eat her wings the way they cook them. Didi has to have them. About to burn them.
But you know why,
what are you doing?
Because
she about to burn them. She like, I want them done extra well.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, whatever that means. So my wife is like CJ. She does like them crispy. So we have to order separately because I don't like my meat Maul look like it's about to burn to death and it's hard and it's tough. I like them the way that they cook them at Wingstop.
What's so crazy is that C wants his wings extra well done, extra crispy.
Yeah, that's Didi.
Hold on. But then when he orders steak, he want that bed full of steel.
Come on, it's hardly cooked.
I'm talking about,
it's hardly cooked, bro.
I'm talking about one time she cut the meat and the meat jumped on the plate. I said, bro, the meat is still alive.
Just knock the chill off.
The meat is still alive.
Just knock the chill off. I just need you 1, 2, 3.
You have to be fair to CJ though. You have to be fair because we don't ever know when he the black CJ or the white CJ. We don't know. It's not for me to decide.
Yeah, no, that's
it's not for me to make that decision.
No, shout out
so
to
I do understand there's certain things he does, the butter right there on the table. Right. I can't debate that. That's CJ being CJ. I can't debate that. So there are times when he like Huey Newton, and then the other time he like Abraham Lincoln. And I, you know what I'm saying? I don't always know the difference. You know, I don't always know when he gonna pull out what.
Hey, listen, that is very true though. My white friends did put me on the medium. You know what I'm saying? And medium rare. I didn't even know that was a thing because I thought you could get sick if it was blood on the plate.
Oh, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they ran me through a whole scientific experiment that showed that as long as it gets to above a certain temperature, it ain't no difference than you eating it like shoe leather or you eating it with a little blood on it. So I stuck to the steak that actually got a little flavor. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna burn the flavor out the steak, but leave a big old.
But you burning the meat out the chicken. All you eating is crust.
Nah,
bro, that's all you eat,
no,
bro.
That's
It's crust.
No, when Didi ordered crispy like that, Maul, I swear it's like half the meat then dried up on the inside of that boy. But here's what I love though. If I go to a Caribbean restaurant, you know, they never give you all dark meat or white. So what we'll do is I'll just give Didi my dry white and I'll take her juicy dark meat.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Pause.
Pause. Whoa, you take her what?
You heard what I said.
Don't make her.
No more. I have to remind CJ all the time. I get parents who like, we watch this with our children.
I promise
so I
you.
always try to keep it PG-13.
Hey, listen. Who better to teach them than me?
Right. Thank you.
So listen, if you're out there, I'm gonna just throw it out to the people, and then we'll come back next week. Somebody create me a poll, show this clip to the people, and then create a poll. I just want to know because I didn't know. Again, I thought E was the anomaly, and then I got around Maul, and them I was like, whoa, it's other people who like they wings severely undercooked, jumbo, dry and jumbo and chewy. So now that I found that out, I want to take it to the people.
And I know my daughter don't eat crispy either. I don't know about Jalen, but Jada don't do the crispy
Carl,
boy
we didn't
either.
get your opinion yet.
We don't do the crispy at all. We do it regular.
All right. Well, I think this is a good debate because this ain't cultural. this ain't cultural because I know some black folks who definitely eating their stuff crispy. So when you listen, if you're out there in podcast land, shout out to the vegans. This segment ain't for you. If you're out there in podcast land,
Be
how do
fair,
you
I'm
order
sure there's
your
some
wings?
vegan chicken and they like theirs crispy too.
Some impossible chicken.
Listen, it's impossible for you to get into this conversation if you don't eat chicken. So if you're out there and you're listening, when you go order your wings from any wing stop, we talking about, you know what we talking about, wings, you know, do you order them crispy or do you order them regular or how do you order undercooked, overcooked, whatever it is? I just want to know. Again, I'm not mad. It's your preference. You eat them however you want to eat them. But and for me and mine, we're going to say well done or crispy or something along those lines. So let's take a poll and actually see what the people think. Obviously, that is of extreme importance that y'all vote my way so I can come back and talk trash on the podcast next week. All right, cool. We'll put that up. All right.
Oh, no, real quick before we get started.
Please.
Carl, you called me at 5:17 my time. I missed your call.
Oh, you
Was it
good.
something
No,
important?
you good.
I'm sorry.
No, and Fatai and them was like, yo, E's supposed to be on the call.
Okay,
She's like, he
I
might
got you.
respond if you call. So I was like, I'll try, but he probably knocked out.
No, he was up at 5. Oh, he said at least he texted me he was up at 5. Y'all want to see the Matrix E put me in today? Can I read it, E? It's the Matrix.
Oh, you can. It was a matrix for me, Maul. I was struggling, Maul. And C, you know, C boss man. So he was calling me.
No,
he was calling me, Maul, while I was actually on the call.
No,
so
I ain't call you.
Actually talking to the people on the call and trying to text CJ and think about what time zone I was in. I was like, hey, C said, I'm confused. I said, I am too.
Hey, look, I said, okay, this is Edo. I said, what time you thinking? Now, for those of y'all listening, it's Wednesday, right? So you talking about like, we usually have a podcast way before this. So I'm like, all right, cool, we got to do it today. I said, what time you thinking? On this BU call, Leslie afterwards. Okay, all right, cool. That ain't no time, but you know what I'm saying? I got you. So I said, cool, what time you finish with her? He said, I'm trying to figure it out. He said, that would be from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. Then I have a 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. So if you finished at 11 and then you got a 1, what time you think I said?
11:30.
11 to 12?
11 to, yeah, somewhere in there.
He sends me a picture. And I'm like, okay. On the picture, it says 12 to 1, but it says the keynote don't start till 3. So I'm like, does he think because it says the time the whole thing starts that he's on at 12 or is he on at, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pacific or Eastern? I said, it says you speak at 3 p.m. Am I looking at it wrong? He says 11 to 12 is cool, but it's going to be tight. I'm like, if you done at 12 and you don't speak till 1.
See, and this is what I can't stand
I said,
about
I'm
C-Ball.
confused. He said,
When
me
C
too.
wants to do something, is stop, drop, and roll.
I promise
I'm
you it's
I'm
not.
on a call. You already know when they come to texting, that ain't my thing. So I'm going between Pacific time, Eastern time, and he ain't cutting me no slack. I'm like, I'm on the phone. Like I'm actually talking and working right now. But you making me go back and forth with you when I told you in the beginning, I'm on the call. I'll be on the call with Leslie afterwards. I can get with you afterwards, but he ain't cut me no slack. He like, no, when can you do the podcast?
No.
And I'm like, okay, let me try between talking literally and answering questions. Let me try to figure this thing out. So I'm literally going Pacific time, then Eastern time. And then I say, so I sent them something all. It said 12 to 1, but then at the bottom it said 3 to 4. So that's 12 to 1 is Pacific time. 3 to 4 is Eastern time. So he ain't cut me no slack though. He throwing the Eastern while I'm throwing the Pacific, then I gotta throw back the Pacific. I'm just like, I'm confused. I'm like, me too, see? So I'm just as confused as you are. So when I get off this call, I can figure, when I get off with Leslie, I can try to figure this thing out. Prayerfully, I was able to figure it out. And what he's also not saying to y'all is I had time on Monday and I had time on Tuesday. But because he had a schedule and was doing the tour on campus, he ain't trying to help me. But as soon as he ready, Ma, I'm supposed to stop, drop, and roll and get everything I need done so I can get on this podcast.
And this is the point.
He is right, but I was literally at work when he called me, trying my hardest to figure this thing out, Ma.
So fair foul, in none of those instances was I doing anything for myself. I was actually trying to look out for my niece Yanni and get his daughter.
Absolutely, I'm not saying he's wrong.
The only reason I was pressing you
when C is doing his thing, it ain't no texting back.
Now they put the ball over in my corner.
Listen, and then today
I'll push it over Camille because now Camille wanted to.
No, listen, and the only reason today I was trying to get a time because Maul and them were sticking around to do the pod, and I was just like, yo, if we ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna let him get on the road because I don't want to have him sitting here till 3 o'clock and then realize we're not going to do it and go home. So even in those instances, I wasn't trying to be like no selfish bully.
No, I didn't say you was trying to be selfish.
I don't care when we do it, bro. Y'all know I don't got to work. You know what I'm saying? Anything I got is flexible. You can call me whenever. All right, so we here now. So we might as well do a podcast. You know what I'm saying? We here now. And I think E is here at least till 3 p.m. Standard, Eastern, Pacific, Northern.
No, that's not the
climate
truth.
time.
That's not the truth, Ma. I've got a 1 p.m. Lakewood University webinar. And again, it's my fault, Ma, but I got 5 things today. You know, trying to figure out what time is what time. I'm like, I can't do it. But y'all had a great MSU tour. Right? We good. Now, to my defense, Carl, I was worried about post-production. I was like, yo, if we get this thing done tonight, whoever has to put it together,
it's gonna be a little tight.
It's not going to happen. So if I would have taken a little bit more time, I would have realized I had this little piece right here. But I must be honest, when it's not, C makes it hard for me to mess up. Because if I mess up, if I would have gave down the road time, it would have been all on the podcast. So I was nervous, like, okay, I don't want to mess up and tell C a certain time because I'm gonna get joked if I mess up and tell the wrong time. So if I would have just relaxed, I would have realized I had an hour before my 1 o'clock call. But we're here. I figured it out. I called C. He made it happen.
Oh, we made it happen.
Here.
I love you. Check this out.
I can't tell sometimes.
You know I love you. I text you the other day, say, hey, I love you. I know I've been hard on you lately. I know I've been hard on you lately, but I do love you. You know what I'm saying?
As long as I get a raise this year, who cares? As long as I get a raise.
I just want a vacation day.
Oh,
that's all I want. I just want a vacation. I want a vacation day from the vacation.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Hey, let me tell you something. Maul need a vacation, and I've been watching Maul the last few days. Shout out to Maul. Y'all keep Maul in prayer. Has been working on 2 of the biggest deals of his real estate life. I mean, major implications. Not only for our crew, but also for any of the individuals who've gone through Make Real Estate Real. He's in the midst of attempting to, and we believe it's going to happen, acquire more properties at one time than he's ever had, and then being able to get those properties over to some of our people who've gone through Make Real Estate Real. So seriously, in all seriousness, I know that's been a big thing. Maul was like, we was on the tour, and Maul was so torn between trying to pay attention to the tour and hitting the phone. I'm like, bro, I got it. Go. I'll do the tour. Just go for it. So seriously, y'all keep Maul in prayer because, again, it has major implications, not just for us, but for the community at large. And so he hadn't said anything because he didn't want to get nobody hopes up, but we may have some properties to kind of, spread the wealth around. So be in prayer that we get that.
I love it.
Also because
I love this podcast. You know what I'm saying? We can say be in prayer.
Oh,
I love
for sure.
it.
100%. Why
I'm
not?
just saying, if we had a sponsor, Maul, with the wrong sponsor, may not let us say that.
Yeah.
Hey, we cut that rope a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to donate to this podcast, please, if you love the Lord, go to APOC Ministries and pay your tithes. That wasn't where I was going. Shout out to Yanni. Hopefully she joins the Spartans. Shout out to E for just being connected everywhere. E made like 2 phone calls and we were like through the equipment room. We in the bro. We again. It was a blessing.
Hey, we all have our superpower. I'm just so grateful that C ain't fired me yet. He putting up with my superpower because my superpower is stronger than my unsuperpower.
It definitely is 100%. So anyway. All right, so what I came to talk about today and what I wanted, I believe I kind of mentioned it. I actually had a chance to, speak on the morning prayer line. Yes. Appreciate Eve. He usually don't share that stage, but I got to go on there.
Hey, Maul, they was talking about the power of yes and execution. Yeah, so I figured, hey, who better than
no
do
doubt.
that?
I promise you, I got you there. We're going to make it shake. So anyway, I talked a little bit about it, but I wanted to talk to y'all about, of course, Maul's birthday. Camille set up a trip for us. Went to Napa.
Stellar.
Then went to Vegas for a few days. We were so tired from Napa. We went to Vegas. I promise, we so old. We in Vegas. We just slept and got up, went get something to eat, and came back and slept. Like that was like the entire time we were there. But I want to take y'all back to Napa so that I could kind of paint the picture. We go to Napa, of course, anybody who's been to Napa, you just, really stroll around the wineries. The countryside is beautiful. I text Carl some pics while we were there and was just telling them like, yo, this it's just country. And you just see like literally like grape trees, like as far as the eye can see, just beautiful scenery. The breeze is blowing. It's cold in the morning, then it warms up in the afternoon, then gets kind of cold again. First time in Napa, and it was great. But the highlight, the very last day, Carl, we went to a spot called French Laundry. Now, I'm going to be real. I'm not super cultured. I ain't even really know what French Laundry was 2 weeks ago. And then I told my mom, hey, it must be a pretty big deal because everybody excited about it. But apparently we got reservations at French Laundry. And she was like, French Laundry? My mom like lost it. Like French Laundry. Then shout out to my friend Gabe. I told her I was going to French Laundry. She like, French Laundry. It's crazy, right? So everybody's hyped up. So I'm like, all right, cool. Now in my mind, I'm like, all right, they saying this is the hardest restaurant in the country to get in. Yep. They saying like, yo, like nobody can get reservations. They don't care if you're a celebrity. Like it don't even matter. It got to the point, Carl, where people were trying to get reservations and sell them, like auction them off.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how deep this spot is.
Scalping tickets.
So me, I'm in my mind, I'm going, okay, this is some foo-foo, overhyped. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we got reservations. Why not try it, right? So we get to the restaurant and we go in there and, bro, I can't even describe how incredible the experience was. Like I'm being dead serious, and I'm not into the foo like that and none of that, but it was literally like the most incredible experience, like culinary experience that you will ever have in your life, right? And so we're there. And it's probably like 11 courses, right? And, there's small plates, but it's not the foo small stuff like, remember we were in Mexico?
I was going to say the Mexico joint.
Nah.
Trash.
Like, oh, yeah, where they just like dab some honey barbecue sauce on the plate like this. And he's like, oh, that's course one. Bro, it was fantastic, bro. Like, it was literally fantastic. And the crazy thing about it was like, even though you had to dress up a little bit, it wasn't stuffy in there.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It didn't have like that super stuffy feel. So anyway, the chef, as I'm doing my research of French Laundry, a gentleman by the name of Thomas Keller, is the most decorated chef in the country. I think he's like 7-star Michelin red. I don't know. But anyway, he got more Michelin stars. I thought Michelin was a tire person.
Exactly. When you sent the stuff to me, I read it. I was like, what's Michelin? That's how I learned what it was.
Okay. And so apparently the movie Ratatouille, that kitchen was kind of based off French Laundry. He's in the movie Ratatouille. Great movie if you haven't seen it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's actually he's like a patron in the movie. Like they put him in there because they used his kitchen as the kind of the inspiration for how the movie Ratatouille was gonna go. So Carl, here's the crazy thing: we go into French Laundry, we do, like I said, 10, 11 courses maybe. We sitting in the courtyard. I mean, just incredibly beautiful. Oh, the weather's beautiful. Our wives grinning ear to ear. Shout out to Ted and Kelly who went with us. Ted just hooked us up the entire time. And we're sitting in there and we see the chef. And like Ted is the one who recognized him and was like, yo, it's like him seeing Jordan. You know what I'm saying? For Maul or like, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So he sees my man, right? And he's like, and Maul was like, yo, he about to come over here. And I looked at Maul and I was like, absolutely. And Ted was like, why you say that? And Ted white. And I was like, because we black. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he's just gonna come over here. You can't, bro. It's not often you see a whole table full of black folks at French Laundry.
Matter of fact, the only blacks.
Oh, the only blacks. Yeah. But also, you probably thinking in your head they probably somebody if they black and up here. I'm just.
What's the capacity? Like how many people could go in there?
I say maybe like 75 between like outside, inside, and they had a deck upstairs. You know what I'm saying? Like small. You know what I'm saying? So
probably 75 people there and probably about 50 people working in the kitchen.
Yeah, right. If that's now that should tell you something, right? At least 50 workers, 75 patrons.
Yeah.
So Carl, like literally, bro, like the way they come out and serve your food, like everybody gets their food. They drop the food at the exact same time. So you like, boom, and everybody's stuff like all eating at the ain't no like staggering, bringing it out. They bring it out as like an army, bro, with precision. But they're still like down to earth. Like they coming out like, I'm talking about walking the same. Bro, it was incredible, right? So we telling Ted, like, don't worry, he gonna come over here. And then he like was at another table, like said hi, went back in the kitchen. And we was like, don't worry, he'll be back. So he comes back, right? And he kicks it with us for probably about 15, 20 minutes. Y'all know I'm stupid. So what you think the first question I asked him was?
He was serious too.
Dead serious. Now here comes the best chef in the world. He comes sit at the table.
Probably something about chicken wings and fries or something.
Nope. Keep going. What's the other debate I tried to settle? Culinary debate.
Not the chocolate cake.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sitting there with Thomas Keller. I said, and you know, Ted was, you know, he's very, you know, regal. He understands this world. I said, chef, now you the best chef in the world. He said, yes, I am.
Hey, by the way, y'all, by the way, what he is saying is absolutely word for word true.
Oh, 100%. This ain't no cap.
There's no cap.
This is my man.
The number one chef. So we gonna just let y'all know, man. It's the podcast shenanigans. The number one chef in the world, CJ.
In the world.
You can ask him any question. My man's net worth is like 50 million. You can ask him any question in the world. CJ asks him this.
Number one chef in the world. I said, hey, this dude right here think that chocolate cake is yellow cake with chocolate frosting.
But you see how he formed the question, right? You see how he formed the question. He automatically.
He always, he lead with
he
that.
automatically leaded my man. And now my man is sitting here gonna say it any kind of way that, you know, that we want to, he gonna respond any kind of way because he knows that we already done put up bread. He
put it on there. Yeah.
He don't know who we are, first off, and we the only ones that look like, so he think we might be food critics, we might be the next president of the United States, this might be Barack Obama, or bootleg Barack Obama. He don't know what we are. You know what I'm saying? So he's just like, let me answer the question.
Why bootleg Barack Obama though? Why not just
because he I'm saying it because of the way he looking as he ain't doing his teeth right now. You know what I'm saying? And then he always want to cross his legs.
Oh, for sure. That's my joint. I definitely gonna cross them legs.
And then, you know, Candace looked like Michelle. He tried to do the Barack Michelle thing. So that's why I said
we was already Malcolm and Betty. Now we Barack and Michelle.
And Barack is biracial.
Hey,
no doubt. No doubt.
One time for the mixed kids. So anyway, I said, look, I explained it in very full detail. And he said, in order for it to be a chocolate cake, young man, now this is the number one chef in the world. I'm going to tell you what Maul says.
In the world.
In the world. He says, in order for it to be a chocolate cake, the cake must be chocolate. And then Maul says, well, have you ever heard of...
No. Stop. The first thing I said, I hit him with the, all right, so then what would you call a caramel cake? He was like, caramel icing with Yellow cake.
No, he didn't say. He didn't say that.
Yellow
I got the
cake.
tape. You didn't say
He did. He said it. He said that.
But did he come back
He
around
said,
and say that?
don't mess me up now. I'm giving my account. That's why it's called his
But-
story. You know, CJ is the
They want
master
the
of
truth
creating
on this
stories.
podcast. They want the truth.
If they want the truth, then you need to step outside the room.
You can't handle the truth.
Handle it. Don't take my line.
Right, if they want the
All right.
truth, he gonna have to
I
leave.
hate you. Hey, look. So once he finally the chef was like, I got the whole argument. It's not chocolate cake. He let it go. Boom, we got it, right? Maul says, well, have you ever heard of Chef Harold? Harold's Chicken.
Harold's Chicken. No doubt.
We can't make this
Maul,
up.
that Harold's Chicken is a reality, bro.
It's a reality, dog. So my man said he traveled the world. He's like, I've been, he's the chef, the head chef all over the world. He talking about I just got back from France and Paris. He like, I just got back from Paris. I'm like, oh,
This dude.
are you
this
familiar
fool
with
said-
Chef Harold? And he's like, and he was like, Chef Harold. He
From
said,
Chicago.
Yeah, he was
From
like,
Chicago.
oh, he was like, that name sounds very familiar. And I was like, yeah, Chef Harold. He's based in the south side of Chicago. When I told him that, and I was like, he was like, what's the name of the restaurant? It's Harold Chicken.
bro.
My man, but listen, my man, hey, my man hit us with,
Oh, yeah.
well, I'm not familiar with Harold Chicken, but I am familiar with Roscoe's
Yeah, he
Chicken.
did.
I was
He said, I'll be at Roscoe's on Pico all the time.
Oh, he did Roscoe's.
Oh, yeah, Roscoe's guy. So, so anyway, so I'm getting to a podcast. I promise. We 33 minutes in. They like, y'all ain't talked about nothing.
That's a point.
So yeah, I'm coming around the corner. All right. So, Carl, it's funny. We sitting in there and somebody asked him of all the restaurants, like, where should we go next? Like, we're at French Laundry. This is like the highest you can go. Like, what other restaurants around the country would you suggest? We we can go to when we on our travels and things of that nature. And he says, I really can't recommend the restaurant to you. And we were like, everybody's kind of like, huh? And he was like, I can't. It's not fair for me to do that. And we were like, what? He said, because when I go to the restaurant and you go to the restaurant, it's not going to be the same experience.
Right.
Ouch.
He said, because of who I am, when I go, everything stops.
Wow.
Facts.
If they know I'm coming in advance, it's lights, camera, action. So how in the world could I recommend
Anything at all to you? Yeah.
I can't do it. I wouldn't even do you like that. You might have to wait in the lobby. Your stuff could possibly come out cold or with not the right temp. He said, when I go, bruh, I literally had to put my spoon out, bruh.
Yeah.
I was like, yo. And I thought about how many people are living life.
Yeah.
You here. You own the planet.
Yeah.
But it's impossible to recommend something to you because you're not going to experience it like the next person.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, it just hit me like a ton of bricks because I'm like, yo, how many people are not experiencing, not even food. We're not talking about food. We're talking about whatever your lane is. Like, I just look at E. Like, I told E, it's funny because E called me the next day and was telling me about Tabitha and the party and all of that stuff. And I was like, yo, we just experiencing life different. I'm like, yo, we are literally experiencing, like, what you're doing, what we're doing, the experiences that we're having, they're so above and beyond anything that you would expect, but it's because we were so diligent at our work.
Absolutely.
Like E is, again, I talked about it before. Me and Maul sitting there with the #1 chef in the world, and E sitting there with one of the top influencers on the planet with Tabitha, and everybody just kind of met up because they're diligent at their work. And I'm telling Tabitha and E in the same line of work. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why we always say, man, what is it? Find a man diligent at his work. He'll stand before kings. And not mean men, right?
He quoting that thing.
Come on.
He quoting it.
Y'all.
He didn't preach one sermon. Now he quoting that thing.
Come on. But I'm like, yo, my man said, I can't even. So there's advice that I said this on the call yesterday. It's advice that E could give you that may not even be able to take hold because of where you at in your mind and where you at in your work. My man could say, oh, yeah, go to Paris and go to the da-da-da, and I might get there and be like, yo, this is whack. I could tell you about your marriage. I could be like, yo, marriage, oh, man,
is great.
Marriage is the best thing. All of us sit here and tell you, dog, marriage, the best thing I ever did was marry my wife. That's the smartest decision I ever made. Everybody's not going to tell you that because everybody ain't experiencing marriage the way we experience marriage.
Right.
And so I'll let y'all run with it, but I just wanted to throw that out on the table because it blew my mind.
I do want to say this, though. So you guys are with Ted, right?
Yeah.
So I knew Ted was out of town, of course, to C's point. I'm in the Swiss Hotel, downtown Chicago, and I'm experiencing it different than everybody else.
Oh, we know that suite was different.
In the front.
Yep.
You feel me? My car
front.
parked right. They like, we don't do valet no more, but my car's still right up front. You feel me? You know, it's just different. You know, I'm saying I go to my daughter's room. It's a 1-bedroom suite, but it's a suite with 1 bedroom, but it's a wide open like suite.
Yeah.
Overlooking the pier. You feel me? So I don't, you know, I'm in there and I'm, you know, me and Ted always chop it up, but he wasn't there. He's with you guys.
Yep.
So I was checking out, whatever that day was, I was checking out. And I wasn't checking out right then, but I was taking in my stuff and putting it in the car. So when I finished working, I could pick the ladies up at 4 or 5, you know, and whatever. And they like, what time we checking out? I'm like, y'all, what do you mean? Like, we good. You know, they like, is it at 12 o'clock? Just like, we don't do that kind of stuff no more. There is no, like when we ready, by the grace of God, we leave, you know? And so, bruh, I go out the hotel room. I'm going to get on the elevator, and guess who is getting out the elevator with room service? It's Ted. I said, Ted, I'm like, Ted, what are you doing? He like, oh, I'm back at work. I was like, why are you run the hotel?
Room service. He run the whole hotel.
I'm like, you run the whole hotel. Why are you giving? He was like, what do you mean? I run the whole hotel. I was like, okay, well, why are you, what are you doing there? He's like, I run the whole hotel. Like, Eric, what are you asking me? I run the hotel. So there are those of you who want to be on the next level without being on the next level. You feel me? Like, you want to be on the next level, but you don't want to be on the next level. So Ted is saying, because I run the hotel, I'm responsible for the hotel. The people who work in the room service, they're not responsible for the hotel. They here to get a check, and some of them probably ain't even taking their job serious. And I'm thinking, this dude is running this joker. He working harder than the people who, when I checked in, they not working as hard as my man is working. You know, but to C's point, my wife had a situation. Again, we in Cali. We're in a we're in a decent, zip code. And so she called by her Mercedes, and I'm not gonna lie, she wasn't happy with the service. It felt like, they were being let's try to be, try to keep it. They were being prejudiced or racist, whatever it was, and kind of profiling, So I told her, I said, well, let me get on the phone. Cause my wife, once she go there, she can't pull back.
Back.
She's super direct. She can't pull back once you take her there. Right. So to C's point, I just was like, yo, boo, let's just go down to Mercedes, drop their whip off. You know what I'm saying? I've been there before. Yeah. Maybe it's some new people. I don't know. We're not from here, but let me take it down. Maul, I promise you. I get out the whip. I tell my man, Brian, we talked to on the phone, he got on after everybody else and was like, yo, I'll take care of you. Well, I got there. My man was like, yo, I just finished with a client. The lady walked out. He's like, I got some paperwork. I got you. I'm like, all right, cool. So I just stand right there. It's weird. It's like offices, like 7 offices, but they're outside, like they glass. And so the dude next to him was looking at me. He came out, you ET? I'm like, yeah, I'm ET. He was like, no, you lying. I was just listening to your stuff a second ago. I was like, for real? He's like, yeah, my best friend, he love you, bro. I'm gonna get him on the phone. He worked at the Kia dealership. Like, bro, he sold 30 cars in a month for months. Nobody thought it was possible. He the manager now. So my man go over and tell my man Brian, like, yo, that's ET. Brian come out like, what the service changed. My wife pissed. I said, D, I feel you, but at the end of the day, this the car, this the hand we got. We got to play it. This the hand we got. Well, I don't like the fact that they had to know who you were. I said, it doesn't matter. We've been blessed with this hand. So when we go to restaurants, people see me. I was at Breakfast and Berries. I walked in. The lady was like, when got no seats. I was like, okay, well, how long? It's a 2-hour wait. Then everybody in Atlanta was like, yo, that's ET. Can we get a pic? Then the lady was like, oh, I think when they move, we got 2 right here. I'll pull you another one. And then when they leave, you can get the 4th one. You feel me more? So I'm to C's point, you want to be treated like VIP, but you don't execute like VIP. You don't execute like VIP.
Yeah.
So you want VIP treatment, but you don't grind like VIP. You don't hustle like VIP. You want to come and go at your leisure. You feel me? And it don't work like that. So I'm saying I'm finally in a place after all these years of the work that we've done where I am experiencing that.
Yeah.
And it is, to C's point, it is a different experience when people recognize you, they know you, they are willing to take you from the back of the line to the front of the line. They are willing to, do some things for you. You know what I'm saying? Do some shouts out, so whatever. You feel me? And so
and let me just make this clear. I want to make sure people understand. We're not necessarily talking about eating at your favorite restaurant. We're not talking. We're talking about
in life.
How are you experiencing life? Is directly correlated to how you're executing.
But see,
I'm just being real.
I always talk about having the full experience. It's a difference between an experience, because an experience can be good or bad. There's a lot of people having experiences, but they're not actually good experiences. It's just an experience.
Yep.
But I always talk about having that full experience of life. I need everybody right now just to really think about that. Full experience. I don't believe that there was another experience at a restaurant that could have been better than what we just had last week. That was the absolute fullest experience that you can probably have. It's crazy because you remember I talk about how when I was visiting my boy, and he was, the left side. That's when the whole left side of the menu thing came up. It's so crazy that where I was in life, that was the full experience of life.
Oh, 100%.
That
100%.
was the full experience for where I was at.
Yeah, it's relative.
Exactly. Because here it is. I'm playing ball. I'm working as a police officer, making $36,000. I'm seeing these guys. And I'm just like, whoa, look at this, man. We didn't have to wait in line. We didn't have to, oh, man, they brought us our drinks and food real fast. It wasn't until I just experienced this that I realized. And I was sitting back in the total seat, man. I was in tears. I was just like, man, I was like 20 years ago. I could only imagine. I could only imagine something like this.
Yeah.
And then even if we did get in the door 20 years ago, I would have been straight up asking about them prices. I would have been in the door, but I still wouldn't have had the full experience. See, 20 years ago, I was looking at the right side of the menu, right? The prices. This menu didn't even have prices.
They did have a wine list with a price. Look, Carl, hold on. Let me show Carl. I had to take a picture of it, Carl. I was so Paul, keep talking, Mark. Go for it.
Matter of fact, you had to put a deposit down on your food weeks in advance before you even saw the menu.
Before you saw the menu.
Matter of fact, you couldn't even choose food off the menu. They said, this is what we going to cook.
Oh, wow.
And the menu changed every day. And so it was just, man, but I was just sitting back, thinking like, we're in this position today, not because of what we did today.
Absolutely.
We're in this position today because of what we've done, the seeds we've planted over the last 20 years. Just like what you said, this is something, man, that we and that was the thing I told CJ too. I was like, and I was looking at CN and Camille, and I was like, man, y'all know what's so crazy? 20 years ago, I would have felt intimidated being in here. I would have felt like, man, I don't really deserve it. What this person over here, what he do for a living, what he got. And I would have kind of felt like, man, we just lucky to be here. But what was so crazy, this man that owned a restaurant, $50 million net worth, got all of this, bro. We sat right there, and I felt like,
talking about Harris Chicken and Roscoe.
Bro, I felt like no, it's no difference from you to me. It's no real difference.
No question. And I wanted to stop you, Maul, because what you were saying prior was the truth.
Yeah.
But you have missed that part, because I do believe there are people who will work hard who will never experience life like we did experiencing because they don't feel like they deserve it.
Yeah,
100%.
You took where I was going to go.
Go ahead, Carl.
No, because
my bad, Carl.
Yeah, you
my
took
bad.
where
Go
I
there,
was going to
Carl.
go. Because again, the work ethic is not a problem for me. It's the belief. Like that's the area where I would struggle. Like even if I eat the opportunities that I'm having now, Mexico and doing all this stuff, like I'm like, man, this is sweet. But like, man, can I Can we do this again? Can we keep going this? Like, it's the belief that I'm constantly now still working on to make sure, like, this ain't no fluke, Carl. You did put work in.
Yeah.
This is the natural result of the work that you put in, and you continue to put in.
Yeah.
My man, if you were to ask him, how many years he been doing this, the chef?
Oh, I don't
Probably
know.
his whole life.
Yeah, whole life.
His brother too.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow.
Hey, it's funny. He said, he said, yeah, my brother actually started me. Your mom had a little whatever. He said, my brother started me. And we were like, oh, okay. And somebody was like, okay, so he's still cooking. He's like, yeah, he's still a chef, you know what I mean? Whatever. And he was like, who's better? That boy said, you ever heard of Joseph Keller? I said, I have not. He was like, exactly.
Point taken.
Well, he's like touche. But man,
no, and I'm just saying, I just want to make sure for those of you listening, you hear. So I put in the work that I put in. CJ put the work he put in. Carl put the work he put in for ETA. Watch this, though. Each one of us has to individually go take the part that belongs to us. Like, I can't get C's part. You feel me? Like, I can't naturally have Carl's part. Like, that's not my part. But there's a part for me that I'm like, yo, when I'm out and about, I'm doing this. You know, at the I just had my weeds, bro. I don't know what happened, but from the time I left and came, it must have rained or something. But the weeds are everywhere. So I call. You know, my wife was on the phone frantic, and we got to. And I said, no, sweetheart. It makes the neighborhood look terrible. I'm gonna take care of it. But I'm gonna call my guy who's gonna eventually do the pool and put the responsibility on him. This ain't my responsibility. You eventually gonna do it. So you got to fix it. My man's like, I have somebody out there tomorrow, and they out here right now. That's why I had to pause for a second. They out here right now. And so I'm just saying, there's a part, and I realized as we were growing and doing our thing. C naturally was just like. All right, this is supposed to be mine. This is supposed to be mine. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm not naturally aggressive like that, but I was watching C and was like, yo, I do. E, you deserve this. Like, go for it. Like, whatever. So, I just want people to understand, you live in a world where people will let you work for them forever.
Yeah.
But people won't naturally give you the rewards that you're supposed to get. And I don't know that I don't even know if that's their job. Like, I don't even know, like, somebody, my new thing, Ma, is, I don't know when I'm going to die. It's my life, it's my time. I got to live it on my terms. Now, I do understand mutualism. So it's like, me and C going back and forth today. It's like, we are a team. We're a family. So I got to figure this thing out. Like, I got to, figure out when all four of us can whatever. But I just say that to say, like, this is my life. So I can't put any part of my life in somebody else's hands who has other stuff to do. Like, they have a life. You feel me? Like, other people are getting up with stuff to do, stuff they got to take care of. And no part of their day is, I got to take care of Eric Thomas, Didi, Jalen, and Jada. Like, they're not even supposed to do that. Like, that's not even for them. So I have to wake up and go, if it's going to get done, then you have to get it done. So I'm telling some of you out there, you got to be way more aggressive on the reward side. There are those of you who are strong on the work side, but you're not strong on the, I got to go get mine side. You're more on the, well, I worked hard. Well, when you going to write my check, or when you going to process my check, or when you going to come bring my check to my mailbox, or when you going to direct deposit my check. And they may do it, but it still probably won't be on the time frame that you need it on. And so I'm saying, when you work, you have to understand that the work is done. Now you got to also go get the second half of that. That's
so critical.
They're things that I deserve, and I need to go. You need to give me what's mine.
Hey, we had you was gonna say
go for it.
I was gonna say I had a conversation with Ken a while back, and we were talking about that. And Ken, for those of you that don't know, Ken is a person that literally taught me how to do any of video stuff. So, like, he's that source for me. And he said to me, I'm not going to take credit for it. Ken said, like, as a farmer, you work on the front end, but you have to go reap the harvest. And that was like a big transition for me. Because again, y'all know me. I'm about the work. I'm about the group. That's all. I ain't thinking about nothing else. I'm not thinking about me ever. Like, I'm getting up thinking like, man, what can I do to make sure C's good, E's good, Maul is good? That's what I'm waking up thinking about. But it's like, to E's point, there's a harvest card that you still have to go reap, though. and nobody else can do that for you. And that was a hard part for me because I never thought that far ahead, if you get what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I was just like, yo, plan. We know a reward is coming. Plan. And I got stuck in that space. So now the shift for me, and it's uncomfortable as all get out, but the shift for me is like, oh no, you got to reap too. And reaping is not, how do I want to say it? It's not any less effort than sowing. It's not less effort. You still got to go out there. If you got corn, you got to pick all the doggone corn. Like, you still got to go do physical stuff. So there's a part in my mind, Ian, I'll be honest with you, there's a part of my mind where I thought I could take my foot off the gas now. We planted, and the reaping part should just happen. And I'm realizing, oh no, it doesn't just happen. Just as much energy that you put into reaping, you got to go put into sowing. But that's the only thing standing between me, Carl, right now, and everything else that I want to experience. You see what I'm saying? I've done the work part. Now I just got to do the reaping part.
But I think a lot of people, when they actually planting, they don't really, and you say, crazy, you touched on the belief part, they don't really believe that they're going to actually reap the actual crop that they actually planted. And name me a farmer that spends all this time
putting it in.
That's putting it in the ground and fertilizing and watering it and don't believe that this crop is going to come back in its due season.
I'll say I expect this coming. I didn't expect that I had to work for it.
Right.
You understand the difference?
Right.
In my mind, I'm like, I'm planting. I know stuff is going to come, but I thought it was just going to come. I thought it was going to get off the tree and come
pick itself up out the ground.
Oh, no
come on,
just walk into your pocket.
Because I did the work and land on my plate. Like, I'm just being real. It sounds funny, but that's the way I approach life.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm working because I believe Christianity, bro. You put all this work in, like, it's coming back. Whatever you sow, you reap. I'm sowing. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I did not. For real, I never processed that part. Like, no, you got to go get it too.
That the harvest is just as hard.
Just as hard.
Or maybe even harder, Carl, and I don't mean harder physically, but harder mentally, because you're automatically thinking it's just gonna come. And that's why it's hard, because you thinking, yo, it's right. I did get the house in California. Bruh, when I tell you it's been a challenge, it's been a challenge. You feel me? Getting it. There's some things inside of the house that ain't 100% right. You feel me, Ma? I just got an attorney. You feel me? So I can do this thing the right way.
Yeah.
You feel me? My landscape ain't where you know what I'm saying? Like, I put in paperwork. Like, bruh, it to Carl's point, we are in the reward, but it has not been easy.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. Your desire doesn't match your dedication. It doesn't match your discipline. It doesn't match your development. Like, you have a desire to have something or be something or do something. Like, you do want to go get that degree, or you do want a better relationship with your spouse, or maybe with your kids, or maybe you do want to start a business, or maybe you do want to go to the league. Lil Trey, Tyus, TJ's boy, I think TJ was working with him since he was, CJ, if I'm not wrong,
in the
was
womb.
doing push-ups.
Yeah, right, in the womb. Push-ups in the womb.
Yeah, in the womb. So Trey said it, though. Yo, there was a time where I hated my father. I hated doing all this stuff. I didn't want to do all of this. It is only when he got the scholarship to Northwestern, you feel me? And he may potentially be one of the, go-to running backs.
Yeah.
You feel me? That he's grateful for it. You feel me? But there was a time when he was, and I think there's so many people, Maul, they love the feeling that they get when they like, yo, I want to do this. I want this. I want to have this. But then when the reality, like Carl said, of what it will take, I think most people, or a lot of people, fall by the wayside once it's like, now you have to do the thing that is going to bring you the thing. And
let me say this real quick. I actually, because Carl was talking about it, so I just went and typed in reap. The definition. They're action words. It says cut or gather.
Wow.
So it's action on the front end, but there's also action on the back end. You see what I'm saying? It says, and then the sentence they use is, large numbers of men were employed to reap the harvest.
Watch
large
this,
number.
Right.
Watch this, E. So again, as we're talking about it, it's a completely different process, which means you need different tools. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Like, I'm reaping corn. I ain't planting corn. I could plant maybe with a bucket and shovel if I'm doing whatever. But now as I'm reaping it, I need different tools to reap it. You know what I'm saying? I need somewhere to store it. It's a different process. I could store seeds in probably a cup. I can't store a couple of grains of corn in a cup. You see what I'm saying? So it's a whole different mindset, a whole different process that has to take place.
And the crazy thing is, I talked about it. I touched on it last week when I was talking about being bold. Fortune favors the bold, right? And the reason that was heavy on my heart is because, well, I think we touched on it a little bit more, but you can speak about it. Like when you were out with those other two groups that you're bidding for these properties with, which, by the way, we lost it initially, right, to another group. Did that group seem like they were timid and like, mind you, they don't even live in the community, ain't never been to the community, Carl, and they walking through bold. Mar, you can speak to it. I mean, just like, what did that feel like? You're watching them, and meanwhile we sitting back like, I don't know if it's for me.
You know
they walking through a community they ain't never seen before. Like, I'll take this while we sitting up passive.
And they walk. So it goes back to what I was just talking about. The farmer. They were walking with a sense of expectation.
And I want to, this ain't nothing. I love all my people. But they weren't from the south side of Chicago. Where were they from?
Russia. Russia. Seriously speaking.
So that's who Maul, who lives on the South, loves the South, gives back to the South, everything. Seriously. A group of, again, nothing wrong with it. It's just Russian guys on the South side that ain't never been to Chicago. But they heard about the portfolio and came in to put they came in to claim.
To claim what's theirs, man.
And we sitting back like, I don't know.
And not only claim was theirs, Carl, whoever it is that's responsible for it is entertaining them.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Right. Because they entertaining them. Because they say, okay, talk to us and entertaining them probably in a way that they won't entertain us.
So, Mar, they didn't say to you, listen, these guys got this money and y'all got this money, whatever, but, because you're going to do something beautiful with it and you're going to give these properties to, individual, who need it and who are going to be able to create generational wealth for their family. You've been giving keynotes all across the world. You've been doing podcasts. You've been giving back. You've been teaching on your alumni calls.
I've been with Eric Thomas, too. I've been with Eric Thomas.
At no point did they look at you and go, we're just going to get the properties to you.
Yeah, not one bit.
We lost the bid.
Not one bit. Matter of fact, they sent the letter said, congratulations.
You finished in second place.
You finished in second place. Congratulations.
You don't get nothing for that.
But I'm just saying.
Finish in second place.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Yeah. You got a group of investors from Russia walking around the south side of Chicago looking to acquire a huge portfolio. And like I said, judging by how you was calling me, it didn't seem like they was timid and like acting like they didn't seem to be intimidated by more muscles.
No, not at all.
They was looking like, step back.
Oh, bro, you should have seen us
from here.
You should have seen us walking through the door every time we got to a property. They'll try to walk in kind of first. And I start pushing them out the way, and I start walking in, and I'm just like, bro, it's not about to happen. Like, I'm here.
Bro, not only that, and I don't know, did we say, I can't even remember what we said. They said, Maul said they was like, let's hurry up and get out of this neighborhood before all the SHIT heads come out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, bro.
Bruh.
The disrespect.
The disrespect that they got for the community, and they coming in there to claim it.
I told CJ eventually, I was like, bruh, that's why I got on this T'Challa Forever. I started feeling like, man, this wasn't even about us. Like, we doing this, we represent the whole community, dog, a whole people, whole movement. And so I was just like, and this is what I was telling people. And this is because I remember CJ made a point to this. I don't know who he was talking to, but he was just like, Maul has never stopped believing that he was going to get this portfolio.
Right, no question.
Never stopped believing. And that's because they go back to what we just talking about, Carl. Yeah. When I plant seeds, I believe without a shadow of a doubt that I'm going to reap that harvest. And so part of that reaping part, remember, that's doing work. I continue to act as though we were going to be in possession of that. Even when they sent the congratulations letter, you in second place, I still was like, all right, you know what? Let's put things in place so that when this person fails, we going to step up and get this portfolio. So 3 weeks later.
Wow.
3 weeks later. Come on, dog.
Wow.
Fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors those who are willing to not only sow, but also go reap. All of those things. And Fortune also favors you if you take an Organifi. You know what I'm saying?
No question.
Shout out to Organifi, the superfood green juice powder, keeping this podcast on 10. Shout out to Sean Stevenson, who just texted me as we're sitting here doing the Organifi read. He put us on it. So make sure you go to Organifi.com, ORGANIFI.com. Use the promo code SUCCESS. You can get 20% off your order. All right? That's going to be amazing. Real quick, man. Talk about delayed but not denied. And I know you got to run, man. If you got to run, we can finish up these last few minutes. But I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to my dog, the living legend, the point guard, CP3.
Yes, sir.
But man, 16 years in the game.
Oh.
And the boy finally got to the finals.
Talk about reaping
game
and sowing.
Man, delayed don't mean denied, dog. You know what I'm saying?
How many people actually stop though while the seed is in the process, man? While the seed is in the ground, how many people actually just give up because they can't see the root? They can't see it coming out.
Yeah, impressive game one. Now look, we got fam on both sides. I'm gonna just be real.
Yep.
We definitely got fam. Shout out to Brent Forbes, Sexton graduate. You know what I'm saying? Also in the finals.
The Dubs.
Yeah, the Dubs. Hey, I know we got two players from the Dubs in the NBA. How about that? Little old Lansing, small high school on the west side with two NBA players. Not one, but two. And one of them in the finals hit a couple threes last night, too. So shout out to the NBA finals. Y'all know we ain't been talking much hoops and stuff like that, partially because we be like a week ahead sometimes. And by the time y'all get it, y'all gonna be like, why in the world are they talking about last week's game? But shout out to, everybody in the finals, especially. The rest of them boys got a long time, but CP3, his brother CJ, always, man, our dogs, man, always been super kind to us, accommodating whatever we need. Matter of fact, I believe CP3 is doing. Well, he is. I don't know why I say I believe. CP3 doing the forward to E's new book.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
just sir.
A great member of the team, a great member of the family.
Not even about basketball, but a man, of his character. I always say, and I talked about this before, but on one of our PJ trips from LA to his hometown where he does the camp, man, we spent the first mall, literally, bruh. And my son was there, you know what I'm saying? Literally. We spent the first 30, 40 minutes talking about VBS, bruh. We talked about VBS. Bruh. I'm talking about, the whole nine. I'm just like, yo, bro, we talk about VBS. He could be talking about anything. And him and his brother was just like, yeah, we was at church all, all day, we just chopped it up about VBS, man. And that's one of my favorites. Our church does that every year. That's one of my favorite, not just blessing the community, but us being together for a whole week, cooking and being together, whatever. So just him and his brother, like he said, just good, as we call in Chicago, we call it folk. Just good folks.
Good folks. They're good people right there. Good people.
No doubt, man. Exciting times, Maul, for Make Real Estate Real. Wow, you got to read. I said, Maul, he read it to me in the car on the way over here. I said, man, read that on the podcast. Just amazing stuff. One of the most incredible testimonies that I know Maul has gotten from Make Real Estate Real, man. He read it to me in the car, and I was like, wow, bro. I almost had tears in my eyes. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man, this was deep, man. Like I said, this is what it's all about. Man, this was from, shout out to Brooke Hollick. She sent me a message just yesterday. Said, Mr. King, I want to thank you for your Make Real Estate Real course. Last May 2020, during COVID, my friend and I split the cost of your course. At the time, $500 was a big investment for me to make, and I hadn't ever bought a course for myself. About 2 days into your course, I was very emotional, realizing this was going to change my life, as well as the life of my family, as I was 5 months pregnant with my first child. On July 1st, I closed my biggest deal yet, receiving a check for over $100,000.
Let's go.
Come on, man. 100K. Look at Maul about to cry.
Oh, man, because it's deep, bro.
I'm not mad at
this
you.
This next line, though. You have changed my life forever by providing me with a vehicle to create wealth. I'm forever grateful. Your course is changing lives, and you are a great man for that. Man, I can't even.
And then
she sent her. Then she sent her.
Carl, look at this. Yep.
Wow.
How much is the check for?
101,717 and 58
What's the date on it?
7/2, July 2nd, 2021. 101,000.
$101,000 off of.
And she's not. This is not.
Where's
$500.
$500
was a
Where's
stretch.
the set?
Say it again.
Where's the set?
Tennessee.
So it's
Come on,
not
man.
even Chicago.
It's not
This is. I tell people all the time, you don't have to be in
Man,
Chicago.
you don't have to be in Chicago. She said she split it with a friend, spent $500, and that was the
500.
stretch. And made $100, bro. Like seriously, man, I'm proud of you, dog.
This is
like
real, bro.
That's Maul was like, I'm talking about. He was in the car with tears in his eyes and like sent her a voice note, and again, man, just amazing stuff. So lives are being changed, man. If you have not done Make Real Estate Real, please go to makerealestatereal.com. Sign up, get the information, man. Change your life, change your family's life.
So that you can experience life, the full experience.
So you can get over to that
life.
French Laundry.
Let's
you know what
go.
I'm saying? You want to get over to that
experience.
French Laundry. So shout out to her. No, that's amazing, man. And when you got kiddos and things, man, she understands the system now, and there's no doubt she's gonna go back and do the exact same
she just
thing.
took that $100,000 and put it in the bank account in some high yielding interest rate,
Yeah.
bruh, and put it in for her child.
Yeah.
Dog, do you know by the time that child is probably her age, which I don't even know how old she is, but let's just assume that she's 30, 35. Bruh, that child will have over $1 million already saved, right?
Wow.
That's generational wealth right there. That's what I'm trying. And she made that money just from using that information. A $500 investment.
But I got an idea that she probably gonna take that money and reinvest and do it again and
for sure.
double up and triple
And make
up.
herself a millionaire.
And be worth
Sneaky
50 mil by the
feeling.
time that
I
baby.
got
Wow.
So man, shout out to her, man, and just amazing stuff. Congratulations, seriously. I know that's why. When I was pushing you, I'm like, dog, our community, our listeners, they good people. They work hard. They need this information. So salute to them. So, Carl, what's going on with Solo Creator Pro?
Man, not on that level, Mom, but I got a call this weekend from somebody that we know. See, he said don't say it publicly yet. It's still in the process. But he's like, dude, I took the Solo Creator Pro course and I started producing content. And he's like, dude, a local, I ain't even gonna say that, but he just got a job opportunity just based off of the content that he's posting. And he called me like, bro, like you changed like the trajectory of where I was going. You changed it just by teaching me how to use my phone to create content.
Yeah.
So he's like, man, I just want to thank you. So again, man, we did a crazy, y'all, if you didn't get the offer this weekend, that sucks, but we actually did a crazy lifetime offer. I don't know, I'm gonna talk to the team and sneak it back for y'all.
All right.
But we did a lifetime offer for $500. Any content we producing at all. So I might, you know what? I'm gonna do it for the podcast listeners. That's what I'll do. Podcast. I'll get some to y'all. Remember the promo code S2S podcast. Just say that. I'll get some to y'all.
S2S podcast.
S2S podcast.
Appreciate that. Man. Let's see. Maul, you back to Chicago. It looked like
what's
next.
next?
Yeah.
What's next?
I got work to do.
What is next? I don't know. I have no idea.
How long you up here?
I'm going to Chicago. When do I go to Chicago? Monday.
Okay.
Tuesday.
And I'll be there till Thursday and then back home. I haven't been home in seemingly
I'm gonna
years.
start.
Home is where the heart is, bro.
All of y'all houses.
Yeah,
That's
that's
my
what I
next
need to do.
business idea. I'm gonna Airbnb y'all houses for y'all.
Yeah,
How about
right.
that?
Nobody at their house, man. It's but kiddos go back to school, so we'll see how that works out. But anyway, man, appreciate y'all listening. As always, leave us a review. Oh, Nikki just sent me something, said we cracked the top 10 in our category.
Can I get cracked a little?
Applause. Yeah, shout out to Secret to Success podcast, cracking the top 10 in the education category, I believe.
And shout out to everybody that's rocking with the whole network, the Resonance Network. We're trying to bring all the podcasts up, man. Keep giving y'all this content.
Absolutely. The Resonance is doing big things. Shout out to all the other podcasts on there. Y'all keep checking it out. Keep subscribing. Keep liking. Keep sharing it with your friends. Go on iTunes. Leave us a review. We out of here. We'll see you next week.
Let's go.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate